Hi class, good morning. So welcome to the subject of Technopreneurship, week number 2. The topic objectives for week 2. So after topic 2, you are expected to define intrapreneurship as a means of enabling organizational change in pursuit of the innovative culture, justify the role of intrapreneur not only as an innovative thinker but also a strategic communicator capable of initiating change organizationally. Effective entrepreneurs, they are not born but made. Is most often not a one team, but he works with a team. He is trained by a mentor. He is a calculated risk taker, shares the burden of responsibility to other team members, understand the needs of the customers, has a business model in mind, understand the value of resources and where to find them, does not aim to stand out but to address a solution for a common good. So the technopreneurs constantly experience an evolutionary cycle of continuous development and often seek to redefine the competitive digital economy. So the technopreneurship is an entrepreneur by using the current technology and adapting them to a new solution or a new application, inventing and creating a product. The importance of technopreneurship. We have the employment creation, the local resources, the centralization and diversification of business. We have promotions of technology and capital formation. We have the promotion of entrepreneurial culture. K-SEED model. The SEED stands for the self-mastery, environment mastery, enterprise mastery, and the development of business plan. So it is used to prepare oneself on how to handle, manage, and assess the individuals to be a good technopreneurs. So the SEED is a tool that is used to prepare oneself on how to handle or assess a good technopreneurs. Self-mastery. If we say self-mastery, it what defines a person's ability to decide what will be the best business that fits his or her interests and what we enjoy the most. So the best way to learn about this is to take the different examinations. So the following test includes the personality questionnaire, an intelligence quotient questionnaire, an adversity quotient test, and the emotional test. So it is the capacity to take care of oneself without being blown away by emotions, impulses, circumstances. So it is a conditions that your body is your servant, not a master. So self-mastery is a path, an orientation that you choose to take towards yourselves and the world. So it is a commitment to a never-ending improvement. It is a process of becoming. Self-mastered person's test consists of intelligent quotients or the IQ, the emotional quotients or the EQ, and the adversity quotients or the AQ. A self-mastered person does not need a high IQ, but needs a high EQ and AQ, Also, a self-master is, of course, an artist in the sense that he or she is competitive and effective in what he or she does. An epicure for being sensual and frantic, and the boss who take cares or take controls and enjoys a good fight. So IQ, which stands for intelligent quotient, has been the least attractive characteristic for company leaders, but it's not definitely not forsaken. So it goes without saying that navigating the complexities of the business world need to be based on intelligence and expertise. So for example, problem solving and innovation can be attributed to intelligent quotient and are essential to any leaders. While the EQ, which stands for emotional quotient, it is the person's emotional intelligence, meaning it is the ability to recognize and control one's emotions and the emotions of others. This is usually said to have the three skills, which is the emotional awareness, the ability to manipulate emotions, and apply them to activities such as the reasoning and the problem solving and the ability to control emotion, which involves managing your own emotion and cheering up or calming down other people. While the AQ, which stands for adversity quotient, this tests a person's ability to cope with adversity in his or her life. This is the most generally referred to as the study of resilience, meaning it is about how you react to life, particularly to the tough or during the difficulties. So it is a measure or an indicator of how you react and cope with everything from everyday problems to the great adversities that life can bring to you. Next, we have the environment mastery. It is about generating business ideas and seeking opportunities out from his environment through the serendipity walks, the crisis strengths and others. Also, a self-mastered person understands the industry he or she is in, sees the opportunities, not the problems. So it is on top of the situation instead of being under the situation. It is a situation or unstable conditions, especially in an economic affairs which involves an impending abrupt or decisive change where we generate solutions and ideas to deal with this particular situation. Also, an environment mastered person is what we call as the innovator of the business. Clearly, opportunity is the thing that makes us the entrepreneur. Enterprise mastery, which is about how to run a business. This is also pertains to the knowledge of the different enterprises, disciplines such as creating the business. Um, we have marketing management, which is creating a promise. We have the operation management, which keeping the promise and how to manage the perception, a reality. We have the financial management, putting only a small margin of your product. And then we have the risk management, which is the ability to take measured or calculated risk. So, example of the enterprise mastered person is someone who understands and integrates the functions of management, which includes the marketing, the human resource, the operations and finance, understand and integrates the process of management, which includes the planning, organizing, directing, and controlling, and leads the and inspires rather than manage. So, what are the function of management? We have the marketing, human resource, operation, finance. So, In marketing, one must know how to market their goods despite of tight competencies. We have the human resource. So it is the owner's ability to squeeze or maximize the employee's capability without spending a lot of money, hiring people with an impact that it can be done by one or two or three employees. We also have the operations. It is also the owner's ability to know the nature of his/her business and know the process or the step-by-step process of its product. We have the finance. It is the ability of a person to budget its income and still came up with a quality products without spending too much of the company's budget and without sacrificing the employees' benefits. These are the processes of management. We have the planning, organizing, directing, controlling. Also, a person is considered an enterprise master if the person understands and integrates the process of management. So he or she lead and inspires rather than manage. The quality of a good businessman had a good manager, which possesses a good, if not excellent in planning or generating new ideas for the benefits of its own company. We have organizing, which after planning the data gathering, fact-finding, owners, entrepreneurs will now organize the data according to its uses. Directing, if you say directing, now it is in the time to assign the assignments or to assign tasks to all of its employee, while controlling as your employees do their part. The owners still control to maintain the company's work state. And then we have the development of business plan. Development of business plans covers the writing the business plan and presenting and defending the business plan, adding refinements to the presented business plan. So we also tackle the four types of entrepreneur. These are the incremental. We have the routine business, the modest innovation. We have the imitative or the limitations of venture, same business model and template. We have the rent seeking, which is the business that utilizes standards and regulations and laws to share in values of an enterprise like Coca-Cola export. And then we also have the innovative, which is based on innovations or new memory chip examples. So we also learned about the characteristics of technopreneurs, and these are hardworking, self-confident, build for the future, profit-oriented, goal-oriented, persistent, copes with failure, respond to feedback. We have demonstrate initiatives and willing to listen, set out standards, cope with uncertainty. They are also committed, build on strength, reliable, and has integrity and risk taker. So, entrepreneurship is now known as the practice of a corporate management style that integrates the risk-taking and innovation. It also incorporates the rewards and motivational techniques that are traditionally taught us of being the sole province of entrepreneur. So the intrapreneur works as within entrepreneur who focuses on innovation and creativity when working within the priorities and the climate of organization. So intrapreneurs carry out the ideas to firm to create new goods, processes, or services and thereby serve as the catalyst for change within the enterprise. The distinction between an entrepreneur and the intrapreneur is that the entrepreneur is the owner of the business And the intrapreneur is the employee of another organization and is not in charge of the company. So in other words, if we say entrepreneur, it typically starts and run their own company, while intrapreneur works for someone else. These are the types of intrapreneurs. We have the creators, the doers, and the implementers. So companies and teams benefit from having at least one of each type. So the creator is the innovator, or the one who comes up with all the ideas, while the doer focuses on the tasks that you need to be done, while the implementers make sure that everything is completed or you need to execute the plan. Entrepreneurial process. It is a set of procedures and methodologies that are followed by entrepreneurs for establishing a new business or venture. So, number one, we have the discovery. So, this is the discovery. An entrepreneurial process begins with idea generation, wherein the entrepreneur identifies and evaluates the business opportunities, and identification and evaluation of opportunities, which is difficult task. An entrepreneur seek input from the persons, including the employees, consumers, the channel partners, the technical people, just to reach an optimum business opportunity. So once the opportunity has been decided upon, the next step is to evaluate it. The entrepreneur can evaluate the efficiency of the opportunity by continuously asking certain questions to himself, such as whether the opportunity is worth investing, is it sufficiently attractive, are the proposed solutions are feasible, so is there any competitive advantage, what are the risks associated with it, and above all, the entrepreneur must analyze his personal skills and hobbies, whether this coincides with the entrepreneurial goals or not. And then the second one is the developing a business plan. Once the opportunity is identified, an entrepreneur needs to create a comprehensive business plan. A business plan is critical to the success of any venture, since it acts as a benchmark and be evaluated for criteria evaluation to see if the organization is moving towards to set its goals. So an entrepreneur must dedicate his sufficient time towards its creation. And then the major components of the business plan are the mission, vision statement, the goals and objective, the capital requirement, a description of products and services, and etc. The third process is resourcing. If you say resourcing, it is an entrepreneurial process wherein the entrepreneurs identify the sources from the finance and human resource that can be arranged here, wherein the entrepreneur finds the investor for its new venture and personnel to carry out the business activities. And number four is managing the company. Once the funds are raised and the employees are hired, the next step is to initiate the business operation to achieve the set goals. First of all, an entrepreneur must decide the management structure or the hierarchy that is required to solve the operation problems when they arise. And finally, we have the harvesting, the final step of the entrepreneurial process, wherein an entrepreneur decides on the future prospect of the business. So example, the growth and development. So wherein the growth and development is compared against the planned growth, and then the decision regarding the stability or the expansion of the business operation is undertaken accordingly by an entrepreneur. So we have the phases of entrepreneurial process. We have identification of opportunity, having a clear vision, coax other towards your vision, resource gathering, creating the venture, and bringing adaptability with time. At a very early stage, an entrepreneur has to detect the problem in a society and sends out some opportunities along with um, visualizing the markets or consumers ratio. Her creativity and innovation will also bring challenges, and that entrepreneur should look for the scope to find an alternative, efficient solution for the needs, wants, detecting issues and problems, and effective solutions. So, if you're opting for the solution, you as entrepreneur is standing in a very front, then you are in advantageous side, which provides the product identification and top reliability in the market. What is prototype? A prototype can be defined as the physical and incomplete or in progress test version of idea, product, service, or package of processes that is intended with a plan to develop. The test as well as communicate with the actual concept of ideas. So in entrepreneurship, designing and structuring the prototype is extremely dedicated work and business which needs a huge deal of adequate knowledge as well as the ability to bring the effort of the various mediums. Next, we have the prototyping. Prototyping gives the entrepreneur an advantage to test their ideas in a tangible way. So, it is also a help in easily unfold the actual plan and debug during the early stage for issues and fix it. Thus, it saves a lot of resources, parallel and before actual implementation. So prototyping also helps the entrepreneur to take an action in refining the idea or a plan after visualizing the live product and change ideas concurrently. There are cases that entrepreneurs reveal new aspects of ideas from the prototypes. Then during the collaboration with the different groups of the same idea, prototyping helps the stakeholder to visualize the physical representation and connects the group to a common framework and understand the concept and entails as well as the experience, the idea. So the primary components are expertise, passion, and opportunity. For expertise, in a starting company, you need to be a very strong and sound in idea. You're planning to give birth. It tells the world what you can do with your idea and what is the thing that is different in this journey. And then we have the passion, which give you a push and focuses towards what your idea is all about. So it tracks you to chase your dreams, bring resources and people who are like-minded, and will become a part of the journey to make the idea to a prototype. And then we have the opportunity. If you are interested in doing something, you and your co-founders have expertise in different domains. But if there is no opportunity, what if nobody cares about what your idea can be the next idea? So you have to look at the surroundings for the opportunities also. Technopreneurs development and ecosystem. So we have the human resource, environment, laws and policies, or financial resource. The acronym is HEALTH. The components of the human resources are the work, that is a thinker, an idea generator, and an innovator. So the creator, who is the implementer, the technician, scanner, and the marketing officers, and the finance. We have the environmental elements, which includes the science park and incubation centers like research institutes. We have the research and development centers, web-based access, telecommunications, support facilities, which consists of geographic accessibility and ventures. We have incubation, which is a system that offers incubation services to assist technologies. It starts up with the fragile stages, allowing them to develop and prosper. So it provides offices, space, and services. We have technological administrative assistance, marketing and growth assistance. We have the business support and financial assistance packages. Under the laws and policies, it is the intellectual property office. We have facilities for commercialization of invention and legal services. In financial, we have the financial component, the investor, the business sector, the funding agencies, and the financial services. How about the seed capital? Seed capital is often referred to as the seed funding. It is a type of offering securities in which an investor purchases part of the company. So the term seed suggests that in an early investment intend to help company until it can produce cash on its own, or until it is ready for further investment. So we have this kind of element of intellectual capital. We have the human capital, which consists of the skills, capabilities, knowledge, firms, people. This includes the assets such as the education, training, intelligence, expertise, health, and other aspects that employers respect, such as loyalty and punctuality. We have the organizational capital, which includes the patents, technologies, process, databases, and networks. We have the social capital, which is the quality of relationship with the customers, suppliers, and partners. So it also often used to define the personal relationship with the company that help creates trust, respect among employees, that contributes to improve company results. So we have the forms of social capitals. We have bonding, which refers to a social capital that is created within the group with a shared interests and goals, a neighborhood association in an example. So we have bridging, which is the creation of social capital across group. If the bridging is successful, the individuals in the two groups and discovers the interests and the goals and the work together to achieve them. So meaning a neighborhood association that links up with the local policy department, as an example. To summarize our lecture for today, so we have the SEEDS, which stand for the self-mastery, environment mastery, the enterprise mastery, and the development of business plan. So it is used to prepare oneself on how to handle manage, and assess ourselves to be a good technopreneurs. Entrepreneurship is now known as the practice of a corporate management styles that integrates the risk-taking and innovation approaches, and it also incorporates the rewards and motivational techniques that are traditionally taught as being the sole province of entrepreneurs. Prototyping also helps the entrepreneurs to take the initiative, actions in refining the idea or plan after visualizing the live product and change ideas concurrently. The seed capital is often referred to as the seed funding. It is a type of offering securities in which an investor purchases a part of the company. These are the references that you may use for further reading, or these are considered as the suggested reading for Week 2 Technopreneurship. Thank you and good day.